Alright, I'm going to season up these short ribs. They're gorgeous. Got these at Matador Prime Steak. I'm going to put 2 seasonings on them. Our go-to for steak and brisket a lot of the time is Uncle Chris's Gourmet Steak Seasoning from the Esta brand. And we'll do a general liberal sprinkling across the top, and then I'm going to come back with some Suckle Busters 1836, really heavy. And these are going to be on the pit for a while, all day. We'll watch a little football. I think I might do a project at the house. I'm going to get absolutely every surface seasoned up. And these are going to go on the Weber Smoky Mountain all day. I don't feel like messing with the big pit today. Sometimes you want to manage a fire and other times you don't. A lot of people don't season the bottom of their ribs, but there's still flavor there. A little bit of seasoning there. Like most of it fell off the top. We're not going to waste any of that. Get some more of that 1836 on there. And we're going to make sure you leave your meat out and let it come up to room temp. This has been sitting out for about an hour or so. Gonna let this sit and sweat in for a few minutes. Then we'll put it on the smoker. Alright guys, that lighting's a little better. So the short rib got to 160 internal. I'm going to add some butter to this foil packet and I'm going to wrap these up. So catch up with us later. This short rib is for dinner, and then I'm going to take probably a good third of it and make some short rib portobello homemade ravioli pasta. So stick with us. Alright y'all, we're making some pasta. So a little semolina flour. I got 3 cups in here. I got a teaspoon of salt, dry ingredients. Wet ingredients, I got 4 eggs whole, or you can go like 8 egg whites or something like that. So water and some olive oil. I'm going to go ahead and put the wet ingredients in, and we're going to spin this up and form our pasta dough. We'll let that work. I'll set it to rest in a bowl for about 20-30 minutes, and then I'll roll sheets out of pasta for our raviolis.
The ocean hugs the shore, hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bender in the breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. When we dance, you have a way with me, stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have the magic they need. When we sway like a wind, I can hear the sound of violins long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway smooth, sway now.
So knead your dough, get it all worked out. Now we're going to let it rest. I'm going to put it in a bowl with some olive oil. I'm going to cover it with a rag. We'll let this sit for 30 minutes. Then we'll roll some pasta. Alright, so we're going to make some basil pesto. I pulsed down some of this basil. I'm going to take it the rest of the way. Now, we're going to add our garlic and our cheese. It says 3 cloves. I kind of went like 6. And pecorino romano. Good cheese. And pine nuts. Add some pine nuts in there as well. Once we get that going, we'll drizzle in some olive oil from the top. While I got it open, we're gonna go with some salt. I like coarse sea salt, and some fresh ground black pepper. Give it a little bit of a kick. So we're going to pulse this up. We'll let that go for a minute. We're going to put our olive oil in. I'm going to pause that. You scrape down the sides real quick. Oh, if you could smell that, it smells so good. Nothing like fresh basil. The blade caught me. That was funny. And it did it again. We'll put that back on. Finish blending it. You want to drizzle that olive oil in really slow so it doesn't break. Let that run for a minute. Now we got our basil pesto for our pasta this evening. And it's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Alright, we're going to go with some shiitakes and some baby portobello. So I'm going to slice these up. And we're going to reduce these down in some red wine and butter. Can't cook Italian food without listening to a little Sinatra.
If you're young at heart, you can go to extremes with impossible.
Never made this recipe before. It's the first time, so we'll see how it goes. Can't go wrong with a little frank. So hopefully these raviolis we're going to whip up with the short ribs that we smoked should be really, really good. We'll see what happens. I'm going to slice these up and I'll catch up with y'all when we get them reducing, cooking in that Cabernet and some butter, some salt and pepper. Alright, it's time for the mushrooms. So I melted some butter down, it's getting brown. I'm going to add all these mushrooms in. I know it seems like a lot, but they will wilt down. Once I'll start getting some color, I'll add some red wine, some Cabernet, and we'll let them reduce. And that's a chopped up mushroom. Yum! It's going to be some good pasta. Alright y'all, little salt and pepper on those mushrooms, and they've shrunk by half almost. Now it's time to add some red wine. So put about a cup and a half Cabernet in there. A little more won't hurt. And we'll let that mushroom soak up all that wine. Then we'll let it rest. And then I'm going to mix in the short ribs we made earlier. And I might grate a little cheese in there, and then we'll start rolling out our pasta for our ravioli. We'll catch you in a bit. Alright y'all, mushrooms have soaked up all that red wine. I'm going to fire these back up. Turn that burner on about medium. This is all the short rib that we made earlier. Took it off the bone and I shredded it. So, smoked short rib. Mix that in with these mushrooms. Oh, this is going to be so good. And, I don't know, about half a cup or so Parmigiano Reggiano that I just blitzed in the food processor because I was too lazy to grate it by hand. We're going to mix all this in, let it all marry together. And that pasta dough's been resting. So I need to take that out and start getting it rolled out into sheets. So we'll do that here shortly. Oh, I gotta taste this. Let's see what this tastes like. Probably heaven. A little bit of mushroom, a little bit of short rib, a little bit of Parmesan. Oh yeah. That's gonna be good, guys. Oh, gonna jump over to pasta land and start rolling out that pasta. Then we'll put our raviolis together. Alright, the pasta has been resting, guys. I'm gonna cut it into some sections here with my dough knife. Then we'll work it through the roller here. I'm going to work this a little bit by hand. Some olive oil that I put in the bowl so it wouldn't stick. I'm going to get those kind of elongated a little bit. That way they'll fit through the pasta roller easier. It helps if you put a little semolina down on your board. So, a lot of work. Started at 8:30 this morning smoking those short ribs. Then watch the Dallas Cowboys suck it up on TV. Dak Prescott, if you're watching, tell him to fire your coach. Anyways, guys, knead this pasta just a little bit. And then we'll adjust the camera angle and start rolling some sheets through the rollers. And I have a feeling I made way too much pasta. But we'll see. We'll start with this little one. Let me adjust the camera, guys. That should work there. So when you're rolling pasta through one of these rollers, you want to start on the widest setting. So on this KitchenAid, the setting is 1, and you want to go slow. Hopefully you can hear me over that. But you'll run it through And it's super duper slow. What I like to do is fold that on itself. Bear with me. It's been a minute since I made pasta. Take that through a couple times on the widest setting. That first pass, you're going to want to take it through, take it out, and double it up. Now I'm going to go to 2. Get it a little thinner. Well, making fresh pasta is not rocket science, but it sure is fun. Look at that. I screwed up. No big deal. We'll run it through one more time. And now I'm going to put it on 3. And that's probably as thin as I'll go, is that 3. Because I want pretty toothsome pasta. So that one looks good. Take this one through. Alright, I'm going to finish rolling out all this pasta, cutting it up, making it nice and straight. We'll catch up with y'all in a little bit when we start making raviolis. Alright y'all, I broke out the ravioli mold. I'm only using half the side because I rolled this pasta out really thin. But I'm going to go ahead and fill it with our short rib and mushroom mixture. And I'll just show you guys how this works. And then I'm going to knock the rest of them out. Then we're going to drop them, waiting for water to boil. So fill up the little mold with our mixture. No gloves here. Not during this. If y'all could smell this, oh my goodness. My wife is behind me waiting, begging, when's dinner, when's dinner? Been waiting all day for that. So, I'll take one of the sheets off the rack up here. Put that over the top. And we're going to press it in like so. And then we're going to come back with a nifty little wooden roller. And it's going to cut all the raviolis for me. If I don't press all the stuff out. I might have overstuffed them. So I'm going to do it like so. And then along the edge. And I'm just going to use my fingers. So guys, I'm going to get these raviolis all done. You kind of get the idea. Break them out of the mold. And we'll make more. We'll see you later. Alright y'all, I abandoned the ravioli press. I mean, it took forever just to do those little ones. And they're tiny. So, I'm going to make bigger ones. Maybe it'll go faster. So, go ahead and use your hands. Form that ravioli. I know there's probably a professional way to do this, but this is how I'm doing it. Because I'm hungry. Big giant raviolis. I'm going to clean up the edges here. All this extra dough, knead it all back together into a ball. and run it through the pasta roller and sheet it out to where you can make more. So just take a fork and crimp the edges, and we got gigantor raviolis. We're in Texas, so why not? My version, the press version. Alright guys, let me adjust this camera a smidge. Look at the size of those. They're the size of my hand. I'm going to drop in 3 because they're so big. And I'm going to watch these raviolis. They'll probably take 3 or 4 minutes or so to cook that fresh pasta. I didn't do it super thin, so we'll let those cook. And then I'm going to toss them in this basil pesto that I made earlier. So we'll catch up with you guys after I get all this cooked, dressed, and plated, and then we'll go for a taste test. It's going to be good. Hey y'all, my first time on camera all day. I've been cooking, videoing, and I've been doing tight shots. Trying something new, hope you guys liked it. So we started early this morning at about 8:30, and I threw those short ribs on the smoker, seasoned them up, and guys, I thought they'd take 10 to 12 hours. They cooked in 4. We ran that smoker about 275 today, 250, 275, and those bad boys were done in 4 hours, which really surprised me. So I let those sit, all the juices redistributed. Once it was easy enough to handle, not too hot to handle, I shredded everything and set that aside. Watched the Cowboys game. They were horrible as usual. Just kidding. And after the football game, came back and started cooking. So we did our mushrooms, shiitake and baby bellas, portobellos. Chopped them up, sauteed them in some butter, and then doused them with about 1/3 of a bottle of Cabernet. Let those mushrooms really soak up all that butter and wine. Mix that in with the short rib and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So that's our stuffing for our raviolis. Made our homemade pasta with semolina, eggs, and water and oil, basically. Super simple. Rolled that through the sheeter. Gave up completely with ravioli press, so we decided to make them by hand. I don't know if you can see these, but they're gigantic. So there's 4 of them on that plate. So they're about the size of my hand. We're gonna give these guys a taste, and then I'm gonna go eat dinner with my family because they're probably already done. We topped these with pesto that we made, the basil pesto. Basil, pine nuts, cheese, oil, salt, pepper. You'll see it. Let's give this a taste. The inside of that ravioli. I don't know if you can see that. But oh, does it look good. You can give it a taste. Man, that pasta is perfect al dente. I ain't lying. And that basil pesto cuts through the fat of that short rib and those mushrooms. And these little cherry peppers, phenomenal. A little bite of that acid from the pickling really helps cut through. My favorite is Parmigiano Reggiano grated all across the top with some olive oil and some balsamic. Phenomenal meal. I can't wait to finish this. Thanks so much for tuning in, and hopefully I inspired you. Cheers. Until next time on Lono, I'm gonna go eat this. See y'all.